Wednesday, November 13th. Thank you for joining News Channel 20 Marketplace. I'm Benny Harmony. Let's get into our trending stories. Up first, multiple sources are saying that Melania Trump is unlikely to move to Washington full-time in her second go-around as First Lady. It's another sign of her willingness to buck tradition as she returns to her high-profile but unelected role on the world stage. Sources familiar with her thinking say that the incoming First Lady is expected to spend a majority of her time over the next 4 years between New York City, Palm Beach, Florida. They insisted she would still be present for major events and would have her own platform and priorities as First Lady. Sources also suggested she would spend a significant amount of time at Trump Tower in New York to be close to her son, Barron, who is a student at NYU. And next, if pages could talk, this book might have quite a story to tell. Originally checked out in 1973, a copy of the early work of Aubrey Beardsley finally made its way back to its home library. The Boston resident who found it took it to the Cambridge Library. Workers there soon realized the 19th century book of illustrations actually came from the Worcester Library. They sent it over with a note that read, "Returning to its rightful home 51 years later." The fine for such a late return? Well, almost $2,000. But the Worcester Library suspended late fines in 2020 when it realized they don't encourage people to return books. Now lenders are charged a replacement fee if a book is overdue for more than 6 weeks. And next, People magazine has finally revealed the 2024 Sexiest Man Alive. The coveted title goes to, are you ready? Actor John Krasinski. The publication shared a photo of Krasinski on its new cover on social media. Krasinski is best known for starring as Jim Halpert in The Office for 9 seasons. He also directed and starred in the 2018 A Quiet Place film alongside his wife, actress Emily Blunt. Krasinski joked that when he told Blunt about his sexy achievement, he said there was so much laughter on the other end of the phone. You can see more at people.com. The issue is available on newsstands now. And the University of Colorado Health has agreed to pay $23 million to settle allegations of fraudulently billing federal healthcare programs. Colorado's U.S. Attorney's Office says between 2017 and 2021, UC falsely coded some emergency room visits. The hospital allegedly used billing codes depicting the highest hospital resource usage when that may not have actually been necessary. UC Health denies the allegations, and it says it agreed to the settlement to avoid a potential lengthy and costly litigation. And finally, more than a century after his service, a World War I veteran is getting his medals today. Thomas Keaton wasn't issued any commendations after being killed in combat. When his great-great-grandson learned that, he spent months recovering Keaton's legacy. Grant Steffens reports.
I can't remember when I was first told about him, but I was a boy, and he's basically lived in me and my thoughts and my imaginations as long as I can remember.
Thomas Francis Keaton died in World War I, but his family kept his memory alive.
He was in the Army, 140th Infantry, 35th Division.
But many of his records had been lost to time, including the issuing of his medals. It didn't sit right with great-great-grandson Kyle Reeves. Setting the record straight kicked off a long, difficult process of piecing together what documents did survive.
Oftentimes things like this happen, or families have these stories that are really interesting and important to keep alive, but not every family keeps them alive. And you're doing that.
Since I was a boy, he's been my hero. I mean, I used to write fiction stories about him. I knew a lot about him, but I've learned probably more about him in the last year than I ever did.
The work paid off, and on Veterans Day, it was finally made right.
What did today mean for you and your family and his legacy?
I was asked a lot through this whole entire process, like, why do you care so much? And I guess the best way I can think of it is because, I didn't know him, but he didn't know me, and he cared about me.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.